just can't be prepared when you do things like that. You know? At some point in life, we need to get some drops on here.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know. I mean, we need a few things.
Like followers?
Yeah, that's a few of them we need as well.
That's really all we need.
Yeah, but
Drops and followers, I think. And some money.
it seems like it's hard to get followers, so I don't know how many drops we're gonna have. Anyway.
All right, well, fuck it. Let's get to it then, you know? Welcome, everybody, to Kasson Avenue, episode number 182. I hit the wrong button for a second there. I got the little squeaky going. You know? That wasn't the goal. I'm host Adam here with my brother Osama. The dog is here. We're in a much better place temperature-wise today. AC in a working order. On that note, fuck you to Four Seasons because they're a bunch of crooks.
It's more like Mother Nature's AC that actually activated because it's kind of cold.
Not word, but like
June.
even after it left, like it like found its temperature and it just leveled there, you know, which we had a problem with last year. Like it wasn't doing that shit, you know. So we got AC in this bitch, you know. Thank you all for tuning in. If you are indeed tuning in, otherwise you wouldn't be seeing this. So that's unnecessary to say. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, follow to anything that's not unfollow, or even if you dislike us, just let us know you're here, you know. But still, don't do that.
Does disliking engagement
count? Don't even show that on
Is that advantageous at all? I mean, is it like all publicity is good publicity,
all
or
press is
something
good
like, all
press?
press is good press?
I don't think so, because unless they're like, hey, these guys are phonies, and like they're broadcasting it for the world, I don't think that
doesn't matter. We're just disliked.
Yeah.
Okay, just wondering.
It just screws up the ratio of like all-time likes versus dislikes, which channel actually keeps track of.
What?
All-time likes versus dislikes.
Yeah, but you said they don't show dislikes.
No.
You can see
I
that?
can see it.
How many dislikes have we had?
A lot less than likes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, like Pops said, like, oh, I'll go in there, I'll be the first person to like your video. I'm like, well, do you watch? He's like, no.
Then that doesn't help, old man.
But hey, man, I appreciate the effort, you know. Just go in there and like it, you know, and just let it run.
Yeah.
The airtime. But all right, man. It's final Sunday and whatnot, you know. So it's a nice little I think action-packed day. Weather isn't really like barbecue permitting, but I think people.
No, it's cold, man. It's
people
cold
will do
weather.
it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you could barbecue and just go out there and grab it and bring it inside.
Yeah, like Dave. Shout out to Dave. Opposite shout out to Dave. Whatever way you want to take it.
They're like, who the fuck is Dave? We just started watching 10 episodes ago.
Oh well, Dave used to be part of the show. He's still here in spirit. You know?
So Dave was like part of the show, then not part of the show, then part of the show, then not part of the show.
On again, off again. You know, it's like we love each other, but we just never find the right time. You know. But anyway, he's an advocate. He's an advocate for the I grill year round thing.
No, I know a lot of people that do that. I'm kind of like, I just want to be near the grill the whole time, so I don't have to want to run inside because it's cold out or cooler, it's raining, what have you. The people who grill.
So you mean by the grill? You mean like just in the yard?
Yeah, those who grill and it's like not the greatest weather conditions, you got to give them give them a round of applause. I mean, because that's like, takes a lot to do all that in general. That's a very short applause. Do you grill when it's not nice out?
No, but they're just eating. I mean,
yeah, but you're grilling outside.
Like if I had a nice grill, I'd put it in my garage and I would grill year round. But I don't have that.
Can you grill in the garage?
Like at the front of the garage.
Isn't that fucking dangerous?
No, like right at the front, you know?
Like right at the front?
Like you got a little bit of the cover from like the drain or like the gutter in case it's raining a little bit, and then all the smoke just goes out that way.
Okay, well, I mean, I just stay safe, man.
But I don't do that.
You know how they say stay safe? They don't say stay safe, stay dangerous. No, stay safe in that situation because dangerous will get you.
Yeah, I don't want to be dangerous when it involves
Yeah, man, I'm not
fire
interested in that. Like being dangerous all the time seems like an issue, like a job.
Yeah, that's when you got to sleep with the.
Have you been seeing these frolicking videos on the internet? Like, we're frolicking now? Oh, y'all ain't tell me we were frolicking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let me get my frolic on.
But some of them don't know how to frolic. They're just running.
What is frolicking, really?
I don't know, but I don't think it's just running.
So funny thing, not last night, the night before, I was at Max's, right?
Was he frolicking?
Shh, just give me a second. I'm going to get to where we were talking about.
Over the river and through the woods?
So we were on his porch just bullshitting about something. We were drinking and having some fun.
Right.
And then something happened where skipping came up, right? And I was like looking at one direction, and all of a sudden I look back and Max starts skipping on his porch. And we were like, so then we all just decided to see who skips what, how, and like, so we all skipped like individually once or twice. I mean, I'm bigger than all of them.
This sounds like the gayest time, and I don't mean in like the happy version of.
Well, I was having a good time. It was funny, and like
if you say gay and you mean it to be happy, is that okay, or you can get canceled for that?
No, because you can't use the word that starts with an F when talking about cigarettes and just think it's okay.
It's true.
Also, I don't know how I would survive in London.
You sound like you're from England.
I have no idea how things would. I would laugh at everything. The whole shit would be funny to me. If I walked down the street and somebody said, "Hey, can you bum me up?" and he said that word, I know it's immature, but I would die laughing.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many contexts.
They have to be aware of like how all of that is happening these days, right?
Hey,
like
can I bum one from you? I've run out of all of that. I have. So now you have no Fs.
Hey, can I get an F?
It's hilarious. But I know it's not, but at the same time.
No, it's funny though.
So listen, frolicking, right?
Right.
So
who do that?
I don't know.
Where do they?
So they were
do
disputing
that
my skip.
at?
They were disputing my skip. I was like, well,
what were they saying about it?
Well, you got to remember, Max, Evan, Vivi, all much shorter than I am.
So they were like, you look like you're just like running too fast, or
no? They said that. Well, they said they're too long of strides. I was like, well, I'm not little like you all, so I have to do a little bit larger of a stride.
You have like your face in the air and you're like this?
No, I think that's frolicking. That's frolicking.
That's what I would believe to be.
Frolicking is like a whole...
Like you're happy. It's like
it's like
you
such
are
a state of visibly happy when frolicking. Like you literally have to like you have to put on the biggest smile you ever had. You got to make funny noises that men don't normally make.
Because in some of those videos, they were literally just sprinting.
Well,
like, are we frolicking now?
No,
you're happy when you're running. I
no,
guess
frolicking involves, I think, some form of jazz hands and like looking up in the sky and just moving like this while you move your legs, like at a weird pace, right? I think it's long. So you know how
Let me see what frolic means in the dictionary.
Look up frolic because it's hilarious to me that there's such a difference. But they were saying mine were like I skipped
of an animal or person, play and move about cheerfully, excitedly, or energetically.
So there's no real way to frolic.
I guess you can frolic running.
Your legs aren't the determining factor of a frolic.
I think they should.
It's what you do up here. Are you laughing? Are you enjoying things? Are your arms flailing through the air?
I guess like you have to be like happy, excited, or cheerful, right?
When was the last time you feel like you frolicked?
Man.
Do you remember? Okay, so we would go some of these parks.
Probably chasing this guy around. But maybe not, because I probably would have like tripped or something.
I do remember
has a habit of getting in front of
almost
you.
Like very stupid, like when I was running with Stacks when he was getting his zoomies.
Yeah.
Do you remember like when we were younger, going to a field when you were younger? It was like, oh, there's so much to do here.
He condensed zoomies to zoomie. He only does one now.
I do a zoom.
He just
zoom, and that's it. He's like old Mazda commercial.
You try to get him to go again, and he just like cuts off to the side.
Wait. Zoom.
Yeah, zoom.
No, so do you remember like
being in a field
rolling down hills? Like, you know, like we would just like lay down and roll, like barrel roll. Not barrel roll, log roll, whatever.
I think it's barrel roll.
But I always remember coming up and my whole body be itchy because all the shit that we've encountered on the grass, like that was never a good idea.
No.
At one point, I think I decided I'm never doing that again. Like I made a conscious effort that I didn't like the results of my stupid roll down this hill.
I think like I was less successful than successful in those situations, right?
You know
like
how
you're not super round.
You know how you'd roll and then you'd turn this way and you'd just be like,
because you're like top heavy, so you would
just be like laying down on the ground after that, like you wouldn't be even moving.
Yeah, because you're top heavy, so you just kind of like.
But you know what I've realized?
It's like you're making a 90-degree.
You just, like eventually you're just rolled out like, oh, this didn't work.
Yeah.
I've realized, and I'm sure you have too, that children, they just run. They're always running.
I try not to realize anything about children other than I don't want one.
Where the fuck are y'all running to all the time? They always got somewhere to be.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was us. We were busy, man. We were, as kids.
Do you remember just running?
Yeah.
I'm going to his house.
Yeah, for no reason.
You pull up like,
it's like
hey, you home? No? Okay, see you later. And
like
you run back home.
If we knew that everybody on the block was like going to somebody's house, and then we like went in to eat or something like that. Even though like we were just gonna be there 10 seconds later,
you'd eat and
we
then
just
run
run there anyway.
I don't want to miss out on anything.
Like, wait a second, I don't want to miss my rotation in GoldenEye. Come on. Like,
when did that stop? When did you stop running the places?
Probably the first time I was like, man, my knees hurt.
Really? When did they start hurting? Because I mean,
probably early on. I mean, we did a lot of running, like concrete basketball and shit like that.
You stopped running in general at a certain
No, I didn't stop running completely. I just like stopped running everywhere, you know? Like,
well, speaking of running, I forgot to tell you. Did I say I played basketball Thursday?
you said that you were going to, and we didn't really talk much after that.
I played basketball. So my assessment of myself, since you asked.
Break it down out of there.
So firstly, let me ask you, when was the last time you played basketball?
With you at that Mount Prospect Park.
This was what, 2020?
Maybe 21.
I don't remember what, ever since COVID happened, all those years.
Blur together.
I don't know. Certain things happened that I don't remember which year.
Whatever the case was, more than a year.
So it's been, let's say it's been 2 years since you played basketball. Okay. All right.
Remember when we were playing,
it was either June or July of 2020 or June or July of 2021.
Sometimes, for some reason, I want to think it's like more recent than that.
No, it wasn't.
But I don't know.
It wasn't. It wasn't
because
I didn't play for a long
since
time.
I started having my breathing problem, like everything just blends together as an issue.
And that began early 2022.
No, that began in July of 2022.
Okay, still, but that's but we didn't play basketball last summer.
Yeah, but I don't think it was like super. Like I want to say, it was
my body knows. I can tell by how I felt Thursday. So listen, but actually, I had played in this November with Dave and all of them 2 weeks in a row.
Did they stop having that gym?
I played basketball. I felt like I was.
Did they stop getting the gym completely or something?
Well,
I know
they started giving it to pickleball.
You fucking pickleball motherfuckers!
Quit playing with pickles, you weirdos. Bunch of. Anyway, so
if you say it like that, it still counts. You know that?
No, because it could mean
it's Pride Month, man.
It could mean anything.
It's Pride Month.
No, you know what I found out? It's also fucking Men's Health Awareness Month.
Oh,
and don't nobody say shit about that.
No,
y'all don't care nothing about men.
They even overshadowed us by giving Pride Month to this.
Yeah, no. Listen, I saw some today.
Give them a different month is what I'm saying. Like men's mental health is pretty important.
Yeah, I would say more so than the month of just being happy. You should always be happy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And you know what I have a problem with about this LGBTQ community? I'll say this and then we can move on. It's not all inclusive because it leaves out the people who are just like, hetero. Like, what's up with that? There's no H in there.
Where H should be definitely involved. Then it could be all that. Listen, you know what? Yep. And I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to say H should be the first letter. Anyway. Yes, harmony. So playing basketball, right? I played basketball on Thursday. Because if I keep going and, I'm going to get very offensive. It's not my fault. It's just how I am.
It's the era that raised us.
My assessment of myself was that I played pretty bad. Right? But
I would like to say I'm surprised.
There are some silver linings.
Okay.
So here's why I believe so. Mm-hmm. My cadence is off. Like, I
think we overused the word cadence.
Well, no, you know what? It matters. It matters. You're like everybody has.
I think just your rhythm was off. Is like how
rhythm is off, but like everybody has a specific cadence in like which they play. Like there's your certain mannerisms and rhythm that you play with is.
It's like saying like your genre is different.
It's pretty.
There's just too many words that were
convoluted. But it's specific to you. Like there's a cadence in which you play. You're used to grabbing a ball being passed to you and within a specific rhythm, either attacking or start guarding the ball, right? Like there's a specific way you play. Everybody has a specific way or cadence in which they play.
That changes depending on who's guarding me.
My footwork feels off. It's just because
got 2 left feet on the court.
What it requires is repetition. And
it's the father of learning.
Since I played twice in November, and then the last time we played either early 2021 or sometime in 2020. Couldn't tell you.
How did your shot feel? Off?
Yeah. Everything just feels like rushed.
How did your dribble game feel? Somebody swat the ball away from you?
No, but I really wasn't looking to handle the ball that well.
Were you playing with people who were like shorter than you or generally the same height?
This was like, it was actually pretty decent competition for a bunch of older guys, right? But like there's everybody was at my height or taller. It was pretty good.
Was there a lead ethnicity there?
A lot of Hispanic dudes, yes.
I asked because I played with a lot of Asians, and like I was like, there was people who were around my height, but I was like at the.
I think the majority of folks that were there were probably, well, I'd say it was a mix of Mexican and Puerto Rican, but pretty good I honestly enjoyed it.
I'm not saying that they can't play.
No.
Height wise, like
no.
I have to generalize somewhere.
No. There was a few short people, but everybody's averaged my height, I would say. So, but defense felt fine. Right, footwork was cool. I just was losing.
How was your stamina?
At some point, so the first game was a shock to my system. Right, it was like whoa,
sweating, dying, breathing.
Yeah, it was. At the end of it, I was all right.
Shirt already halfway drenched. Game one,
right away. So I get off the court and we won, but because of how it became, there were so many people there. We had to create some sort of a more different tournament style. So we were off the next game, right, and we played the next one. That was just terrible. My body was so stiff.
Dude, that's the worst thing about.
I couldn't sit. I was stretching the whole time, trying to like
every time
my old ass bones.
Every time we played with Dave and like his dad and everything like that back in the day, if you take a game off, that's it. Like your rhythm is gone.
At this age,
your legs are gone. You're cramping the next game.
At this age, then you can at least adjust a little better. Your legs, you can like enact your legs a little bit quicker. At some point, when your legs fall asleep and you're older, I'm not playing anymore.
No.
You could try me, but I'm not doing it.
Like, bro, you had your run. Just go sit down.
So it was also crazy because we played zone defense for the first time. I haven't played.
When I was watching,
I haven't played a 2-3 defense in a long fucking time, bro.
I was watching Game 6, and they had like a list about like how many zone defenses were run like throughout the playoffs so
far.
Was
it Swiss Beats talking about it? Zone,
but it was like 300 something. I was like, this mad zones.
It's a lot of zones. No,
it's not typical for the NBA these days.
It was crazy to play. Like honestly, it was fun. I'm gonna play again Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. But I also am trying to figure out a way to get some more days in to get more reps up because I can't. I felt like I didn't play like the way I wanted to play. Like my thoughts weren't there. Like you know how like the long Vivi was. I told Vivi the game wasn't slow enough for me. She's like, what does that mean? I was like, well, as you play the game further and further into your life, you weren't
fluent in it.
It wasn't. I was like, the game slows down. It becomes a little bit easier for you to process what your next move will be in that nanosecond than it does when you're just starting out again.
It's second nature. Like you know where you're gonna go. You know where to set up for the rebound. You know where to get open for your shot, to hit your shot.
Yeah, like I forget. Like I was playing and forgetting my what moves I have like in my little bag because the bag isn't as big as it once was, right? Like
the bag has shrunk.
Yeah,
the bag has
it went from being like, it was
out.
like luggage at one point. Then I got like a duffel bag.
I got a carry on.
Now I got like the backpack, and like I think I'm okay with that. That's fine.
The bag experience shrinkage in the cold.
It's fine to me that's where my skill level will stay. You know, I'm gonna have a backpack worth of skills that I can play basketball with.
You're gonna have a little dime bag soon. You know,
fuck you, motherfucker. At this point, who knows what bag you're gonna play with?
You just gotta evolve your
colostomy bag, bitch.
You just gotta,
how about that?
You just gotta evolve your bag. Like there's people again. We know
hilarious at this point.
We know 60-year-olds who play ball.
No. So you're right.
I'm
just saying, like the move
late in MJ's career, he wasn't dunking the same way, but he was shooting a lot more jump shots than he was hitting.
I guess we're talking about like my the move, my move list.
Right.
It's gonna evolve, but it's also gonna shrink because at some point, like.
It's like when you pause Mortal Kombat and it gives you like the move list and you can
right, but I can't pause the game and be like, this is what I'm doing.
I almost bought Street Fighter like 6 or something like that the other day for PS5. I was like, oh shit, they got a new Street Fighter, I'm about to buy this shit. But I didn't.
I still don't have a PS5 and I eventually will, but like
they're available now. So
yeah.
Whenever you want.
At every store near you. But yeah, it was fun to play ball, you know.
Word.
I
always.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you're still not sure when or if you'll want to do that.
No, for sure. What do you mean if? If is never a question. I definitely want to.
Well, I've been trying to get your ass to do some stuff, and
this is the first time you went since November.
But I've said, but I brought up other things. You didn't want to play then either, though.
I went roller skating with y'all. We didn't talk about that last week either.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about roller skating. That was pretty funny. What'd you think about that experience?
I enjoyed it, man. Here's the thing, right? It had been probably close to 2 decades since my last experience on rollerblades before that time, right? Because I'd be thinking about my age. I'm like, man, 33. So 13 probably makes sense as the last time I was on some rollerblades.
Damn, that's a long time ago, son.
So we got there. There's like a kid's birthday party happening. So there's like a few adults.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of kids.
I'd like to say it's definitely our luck that for some reason, right when we started, 50 kids and 20 adults were there.
All the whippersnappers, you know?
That's what made falling even worse. That last fall, I was done.
But it's funny because like anytime that there was almost a collision course, I let the kid fall. So you're younger than me. You'll heal faster.
Yeah, but they're more competent and sometimes than you are. Like,
oh my god!
Like I'm the one doing this, and he's just like.
I had the opposite experience. The kids that fell close to me was because they were like, oh, they didn't know what to do.
Those fucking referees, dude. They would like, so at this roller rink, there are 2 refs that are probably some like 20-year-old dudes who
have like a roller hockey league or something there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are fucking awesome on skates. I'm not even going to lie.
They have scoreboards there.
But you know. Those fucking dicks, they kept coming near us and like doing like
backwards and like crossing their feet and shit.
Yeah, like literally just doing their best to show off.
Over here acting graceful and shit.
We're skating for the first time in a long time, and this is the first time they've skated since that morning, and like
since that morning, yeah, for sure.
Fucking guys were pretty good at it, man.
So we go over there, right, and you have to like choose.
They literally tried to make us fall.
Probably, they kept coming real close to me. I was like, "Yo, back up." But
like,
you had to decide.
Still hit you.
You had to decide like if you want roller skates or inline rollerblades, right?
I've been thinking about that decision.
So I had skates on first, and I tried to stand up on the skates, and I felt like I was gonna just ass out right away. Pause. So I was like, nah, I'm good. Give me the rollerblades. So I switched, and I instantly felt more comfortable, but I still was very uncomfortable.
It's because there's not it's your knees are looking. You're rollerblading knock-kneed. It's hilarious.
Kind of, right? I don't know. It's just weird, like getting the rhythm because you like kick forward and shit, and they kick out. It's like the rhythm of rollerblading is weird, and skating probably. I don't know. Again, like skates weren't for me.
I don't remember there being a difference, to be honest. Like I said, I've been thinking about that decision since. It's been hilarious how much it's been plaguing me, whether or not I should have.
I should have had rollerblades.
Should I had roller? Because so what happened was I fell a total of 3 times. Okay,
yeah, he
I'm not proud. I'm not proud about it. The first 2 were seemingly
straight up bust his ass.
They were cool. But the second one is where I fell and I kind of hurt myself on my wrist a little bit. Not my wrist, but I guess my hand. But like,
no good way to fall out there.
Not a good way. Like, I mean, there's
not a single way that's like ideal
for the roller skates or blades to work. The floor needs to be hard. Pause, and also usually hardwood or like some sort of variation of.
And this was like a roller ball.
Yeah, so you're just falling, and it's like it hurts.
Yeah.
But the third one, as though which didn't hurt as much as any of the other ones, I felt like somebody.
It sounds backwards. It felt like that was the most memorable one.
It felt like somebody scooped me up and it just dropped me right on my ass. Like, no lie, if I didn't fall the way I did, I just fell on like ass meat. Pause.
Tragic.
Is that? I don't know if that's at this point. Pause is just like I might just say it just cause.
Men's health.
Yeah, men's health awareness. Men's mental health awareness.
Yeah. So,
but that's part of mental health. Why do we always got to say pause? It's ridiculous.
Because it's funny?
It is pretty funny.
If it felt like it was like an obligation, then I wouldn't do it. But like because it's funny, I'm doing it.
I feel like it might be an obligation sometimes. The room looks at you
if it's like real crazy.
They're the figurative record skips as soon as you say something, and like if you don't follow it up within like a couple seconds,
if it's like a real
guys be like,
if it's a real foul statement, like whoa, what did you just say?
But these days everything is foul. It's ridiculous. But
power's in our hands when you control it. Like
so that fall, I didn't hurt myself as bad, but I guess so. It's funny. I pushed off and I was on the rink and I was 3 strides or steps. Whatever. I mean, probably more like a step because I'm not great at it. I was down, right? And Sarah said she had her eyes closed and that
you'd be laying man down on the damn ground.
You said, he's down. And she was like, what? I just blinked my eyes. And literally it's just because I don't know what happened, but I got up and I was cool.
I expected you like tapped out right after that one. Like, all right, that's it. I'm done.
I basically remember crawling to. I was like, I'm done. That hurt. I would have not.
But you said it didn't hurt as much. That's the confusing part.
No, because I was close to knocking the air out of myself. So like part of me was like, oh man, you know, like
I don't want another one of these. I'm good.
I don't want to have it, baby. I don't want to fall again.
It's something that because I didn't fall, I was like, cool, man. Like I could probably do this again. Huh? It's something that because I didn't fall, I'd be like, we could do that again.
I would do it again. I mean, for sure.
I thought every time I go and do one of these things, I'm like, man, I should go and get my own pair. You know?
No, I'm gonna try roller blades next time. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think it's better.
See how that works out.
But then I realized the problem with buying my own rollerblades and like rollerblading down the block over here, right? Other than
you look like F.
Other than looking questionable, is like the road can have any number of rocks or other things in the middle.
Can you imagine Adam in like rollerblades, knee pads, elbow pads, a helmet?
Like Larry Bird basketball shorts,
gloves, the fingertip cut off gloves, and little ass. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Wait, fingertip cut off gloves? I ain't even doing that.
That's what they did. They had the ones where you fall.
I'm not doing that.
Well, it's too late. You are.
Maybe
my scenario.
Might as well
you
get
already
some rainbow suspenders.
You already got. How do you know? We already got the knee pads and elbow pads for sure. You got the gloves on.
No, I wouldn't have the pads on.
Do you remember that rollerblading movie where the kids were like
Blades of Glory?
No, it was with Seth Green. Like his.
What's it called?
Shit, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Hey, look that up, man. Just bring things up and not know the name.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
It makes for bad conversation flow.
No, not really. Sometimes you just don't know, man. It's okay.
As I told you, we're not a podcast.
Okay
we just talk here.
It's okay to not know. It's not okay to not speak up when you don't. Wait. The more you know.
And that's a lie because if I don't know, I'm ignorant about it. No, I know. Just hang on. Let me think about it. It's in there somewhere.
90s roller blade movie. Airborne. Remember they raced down that hill?
It sounds familiar. I'd have to see it.
Here's the synopsis via Google. Airborne.
Is it via or via? Because I hear people say both, and I'm like, via sounds stupid.
I say via.
Yeah, me too.
If you say via, you're retarded.
You're R. Come on, man.
See, that could have been the R too. Except it wasn't. Anyway, Airborne is a 1993 American comedy drama film about inline skating, directed by Rob Bowman, starring Shane McDermott. Isn't it a shame that he was starring then, but I don't know who the fuck that is at this point? I know Seth Green is.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, man.
He's Dr. Evil's son.
Listen, if you're an 80s kid or even a 90s kid, you probably remember this movie. It's hilarious. It was super cheesy.
Yeah.
Super cheesy, but
a lot of them are, a lot of them.
Sometimes a little cheese is good.
If you talk about like a roller skating movie,
sometimes a lot of cheese is good.
I do like cheese, but be careful. It give you the BGs.
Cheese gives you BGs.
It's true.
Yeah.
I always try to catch what word should I use to remember so that when I would title this.
There's a lot of times I use different words and I'm like, oh, well,
I feel like
that's out there now.
out of the 182 episodes now, I think there's been at least 91 where I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna title it this, and I completely forget and change it to something else.
Did you see when there's the clip of Snoop on The Breakfast Club and Angela Yee is like, she's like, given the climate now, do you ever look back at some of the things you said on your records and, feel like, oh, maybe that wasn't he's like, no, hell no. And he was like, and then he went on a rant about I loved all the things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, all I saw in the caption was fuck a bitch. And I was like, well, Snoop hasn't changed it one bit. Not even a little bit. We thought that this guy was reformed. He is a active pimp, apparently.
Even this cancel culture thing has to respect somebody who stays true to themselves.
I've come to the conclusion that this cancel culture thing is not real.
It's not real. It's only the internet. But I got
the internet isn't real.
Well. Actually, it's not 100% true.
Well, you can be canceled.
Some people get canceled.
But some cancellations are appropriate.
Sometimes
justified.
People just try to cancel people and they're unsuccessful.
Can you believe what he said 10 years ago? Yes, bitch. He said it because everybody was saying that 10 years ago. I'm 100% certain.
Some people really have ramifications.
Camera on you.
Snoop is one of those people you can't really have ramifications because he just kind of goes and does what he's trying to do. He's not answering to anybody.
He made a song called "Murder Was the Case."
He had an interview. Where he literally said,
"Murder
He said that Corona tastes like shit and he doesn't like to drink it. But he does the commercials daily. Like if you're in that situation, you can't be canceled.
The only time Corona is acceptable is if it's ice cold with a lime in it.
I don't mind it.
If you don't give me a lime with my fucking Corona,
it's not my first choice.
I don't even know that it's not pee in there. At least, generally speaking, it's the same color.
And if it's warm, it's definitely pee.
Oh, it's definitely piss. That means you just grab the bottle and put water
in that shit.
But at least when it's ice cold and you put a lime in there, it's just cold piss with a lime. I accept the piss with the lime. I don't accept piss by itself.
But there's not like any...
Piss alone is not something I want to drink.
There's not any particular beer where I'm like, this is tasty. So, I mean...
I don't really want to drink piss at all. I think it's important you guys understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, whether it's cold piss with the lime in it or if it's warm piss, there's no good piss to drink. Unless you're Bear Grylls, in which case you probably enjoy it to some degree.
Yeah, that guy's a little bit of a masochist, I think.
He's a weird man.
We're going to go ahead and cut the head off.
But I'm not one to kink shame, especially in Pride Month, you know?
No, it's Men's Health Awareness Month.
And speaking of kinks, I know somebody who has a kink.
HLBC, what, huh? Oh.
Hey, man, Khalees then looked at these women who were fucking the old, like, Italian mafia movie men and said, man, I got to get me some old dick.
It's funny that's your perspective on what the situation is.
I don't know what other perspective to have.
It's Bill Murray saying, I'm just as big a legend as De Niro and Pacino, just in my own right in a different area.
Well, both of those can exist. You know?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think it's more of that scenario. I'm not with all. I'm gonna go find me somebody and think about it. We don't know the girls that Pacino.
I wonder how Nas feels about this.
Very, very little about it, I would assume.
She's like, I can't believe I let Nas down.
Listen. No. So think about it. We don't even know the names of the girls that Pacino and De Niro are with.
Nah, but the one that Pacino is bad looking.
Okay, well, Bill Murray decided, I'm gonna go find me somebody whose milkshake no longer brings the boys to the yard, but the grandfathers.
But not only that, like, yeah, somebody of notoriety or who had notoriety.
Who, him or her?
Him.
No, he's got notoriety.
No. He was like, I'm going to go and find one of these young
Well, that's
women
what I'm saying. He's kind of
notoriety.
one up De Niro and Pacino.
Has he, though? I don't know.
Yeah. Listen.
Also, she's like double the age of the girls that Pacino and De Niro had babies with.
Yeah, but she's got her own money. Does that make that double? That makes it a little bit better.
I don't think so. If I'm 82 and I have all the money I need, if you look good and
I don't think Bill Murray's 82.
No, but Pacino was
Making me sad. I'm like, that's a.
Pacino's 82, and he was like, "Yo, I don't care how young or
so
broke you are."
who wins in this trifecta? I mean, well, firstly, we got to put it out there.
And does
Bill
Khalees
Murray
have
has
more money
Bill Murray has not impregnated Khalees
No.
to our knowledge.
That's true.
If it is, you broke it here first.
Yeah, no.
That would be fucking weird. Can you imagine? Excuse me.
I think then Nas might be a little upset.
No, I don't think he would care either.
Don't they have a baby together?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that they have a baby
It's
together.
not something I would be concerned about. If of him, listen. I mean, me. If it was my kid, you'd have to be concerned. It's your kid. But I'm saying I don't think that Nas would care.
Can you
imagine Khalees coming out pregnant by Bill Murray?
He's the only notoriety, the only notable.
She'd marry him, Khalees Murray? That don't even sound right.
It kind of sounds all right.
That sounds stupid.
Nas is the only notable figurehead in the world that she's dated that I know of. You know. So and then his forearm got a whole tattoo
but
of
I
her
think
face.
he covered it. I'm pretty sure he covered that up.
With what? Because like that was a pretty big tattoo. You know, it's her whole.
I mean, he got.
I think she was naked on his arm.
His forearm. That's a lot.
That's why I'm saying he might care a little bit because if you like somebody enough,
not now. Why would he care now?
If you like somebody, he was married to her. If you like somebody enough to have tattooed them on your arm,
yeah, but he then also didn't like her enough to stay married.
He even wrote a song called "Bye, Baby." Pretty good song, by the way.
But doesn't it trumpet like? Doesn't it trumpet? I can't stop it. Doesn't it trump the?
I don't even like to say the word Trump.
The fact that
I said it like 5 times just now.
Yeah, I know. I said trumpet. To be fair, the idea that he loved her enough to tattoo her, but isn't it also? Shouldn't it also be stated that he hated her enough to divorce her?
No, because
that song. And then I'm sorry, but every alimony payment I paid to her after would only enforce the hate more. It would be fortified. It would be so sound structurally that it would rival the fucking pyramids of Giza.
I don't know, man. I'm just
Those
saying.
haven't fallen in millions of years or thousands. I don't know.
He wrote a broke-up song.
Everybody writes a breakup song.
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
Nas,
fuck you bitch.
Yeah, but that's the only song.
You back.
That's the only song he's really known for. Let's be fair. It's different. It ain't the same. That's the only song that he's really known for. Nas has mad songs that everybody knows. You know?
Yeah, but not too many.
Yeah, I know I can. He got one mic. Like all the big commercial hits that even if you're not a hip hop head,
but
you know.
I don't think many people would know that he made Bye Boo or whatever.
Bye, it's a really good song.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good B-side.
But
Nas
I'm just saying,
songs,
like,
but not everybody would know
when
that.
you get a Nas breakup song, is all I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot.
That
of
was
those.
like 12 years ago. That was on Life is Good, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Man, that was a long time ago. Life is Good came out like 2011.
Man, people
12,
people don't forget.
At the max.
People don't forget.
It's like the 6th grade, you asshole.
And I mean, like himself, you know, like.
Well, listen,
whatever that relationship was. Anyway, it's very interesting and kind of funny that Khalees and Bill Murray are allegedly doing the thing now.
Doing the do.
And we were talking about it earlier.
They were used to say all the weirdest things to say you were having sex. You're doing the do.
What was that one?
Scoring. I scored. That seems weird.
Remember Q-Tip did the Make 7 Up Yours commercials?
Maybe.
He literally had like Make 7 Up Yours shirts on. It's like the last time that 7 Up had commercials.
Is that true?
I haven't seen a 7 Up commercial in years, so I don't know.
I mean, assumption. To be fair, I don't really see Coke commercials or Pepsi commercials anymore. Also, to be fair, I don't really watch TV in that way anymore.
It's true. Yeah. Which
that's true.
Which makes me kind of mad. Peacock, right? They're to get their streaming service free through Xfinity right now. Even with ads, still comes with ads. They sent an email. They're like, "Oh yeah, as of June 26th, we're no longer going to give you Peacock access for free. If you want to get it, you can go through us and get."
Why? Because they're deciding that free trial is gone.
I don't know. It wasn't even a free trial. It was like just free service. Like I've had HBO Max or Max, whatever now, through AT&T for like the last 2.5 years, and they just decided we're gonna.
Did you have to re-download something?
Or
did they just change the name Max? On the app?
I had to download it.
That's annoying.
It was stupid, but
why would I have to do that? This is your decision.
I don't know. I only did it on a PlayStation.
Like I made the tough decision. I've decided to pay you. You should at very least be able to update.
Well, I'm
app.
not paying them, so it's less of an inconvenience for me. I'm paying AT&T and they're paying them or something. So.
Fuck it.
But anyway, man, fuck you, Peacock and Xfinity, y'all sons of bitches. So let's get to Game 7, man, because you know we're already like 40 minutes in almost. We should probably
we're pretty
unpack
close.
this a little bit.
Pretty four.
So Game 7, right? Wait, not Game 7. It's not Game 7. I don't even know why I put it on
Game
there.
7?
It's Game 5.
Yes. Currently 3-1, right?
3-1. Man, I'm tripping.
It's tough. It's tough to say, but I mean, we might be. Listen,
I think they might win tonight.
Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami will probably win tonight.
They're obviously in a must-win situation because if not, then they lose.
Miami will probably win. I'll say that. I don't think.
Get on your sport book apps. And
I don't think that the team has the
testicular fortitude.
Just the ability to come back from a 3-1.
Yeah.
That's a team that
they got to win 4 games against Denver now.
If it was 2-1, it would be different, But like to come back from 3-1 requires something. Jimmy's a special player, but it requires something special within the team.
Fortitude. All you guys on the court got to grab their fucking sacks and say, "Let's go do this shit."
If it's something that I could say that might allow that to happen, is that as great as Denver is right now, they also don't have the playoff experience.
But they lost 2 in a row at home.
So listen, what I'm saying,
Miami.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is this. The only reason that I could see a possible comeback or at least a Game 7 being forced. Mm-hmm. Also, you got to remember
they have
that
people in the starting lineup.
Miami's played more games than Denver had to play.
Miami has players in the starting lineup that I'm like, why are you in the starting lineup? You're not you don't look like a starter.
That's the team. But what I'm saying, think about it. Denver hasn't played nearly as many games this playoffs as the Miami Heat have.
Yeah.
Right? They swept LA and they were off for a few days. But what I'm saying is this. The playoff experience
I thought it was going to be a different outcome the last game because
I didn't watch.
The Joker went down like first quarter. He sprained his ankle or some shit, but he came back.
Oh, he came back. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he doesn't play particularly athletic, so it's not like he needs.
Nah, but he stepped on somebody's foot and you showed it.
That sucks.
But he was back out there.
So look, my point is this: it takes those are bright lights. So what could transpire is that Denver somehow, some way responds negatively to the pressure of the game, and Miami, because both of them are equally as well, no, Miami's got a little bit more playoff experience in my opinion.
And they have a coach that's also playoff.
Yeah, tested and proven.
So not just playoff, finals.
Finals proven, yes. So, I mean, that's what might transpire. The experience of Miami takes the cake for takes the game.
So you think it's going to come down to coaching potentially?
I think that's a big part.
I mean, it's always a big part, right?
I think if it comes down to the coaching and the players' ability to handle the moment, that's just really something that's intangible and it can't be really. You can't say what's going to happen until the game starts to be played and the players, you see where their true, mental fortitude lies. So, I'm gonna say that chances are we're gonna see Denver win in 6 games more than likely, because of just where we're at the end of the season. Both teams are tired.
And for what it's worth, I mean, in history, I think there's been like maybe 2 finals comebacks from 3-1 deficits.
I think 1.
Maybe just be 1.
3-1. Yeah. That's LeBron. So.
And then he got swept twice in the finals.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like that's a topic for another day.
I can't give him too many flowers.
Does one sweep or does 2 sweeps take the 3-1 comeback and negate it? I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about that again another day. But that's what I'm saying. To me, Miami's probably going to lose this series within 6. But that's because how many games have been played this season? We're reaching the max of how many games can be played in the season by a team or players who actually find it to this level.
You know what I kind of would like to see the NBA do? Like create like a little Olympic village for the playoffs, right? Like find a place to host the playoffs and just all the rounds of the playoffs.
People didn't like that bubble shit.
What? No, but the bubble was the entire season. Like if you go in there,
are you talking about having people in the stadium?
Yeah, of course.
So that means
like having a stadium where you host the playoffs.
You literally have to go, and there's only one.
We could set up like 2 or 3 courts. I mean, they do this shit for the Olympics all the time.
I don't know. I don't think that works.
And they don't have to like set up courts because there's usually universities in every city. There's usually some kind of stadium in every city, and they can just.
Well, isn't this somewhat of like what they're talking about, this in-season tournament?
Kind of, but I mean, like literally just hosting the entire playoffs. I think
the finals is a little different. But I think they could, and you might be right about or onto something about the NBA creating an NBA village where they have a specific stadium in which teams play, where the All-Star game takes place, where they have, you know what I mean? That might be something that's advantageous but
because the playoffs, I'd like to see the playoffs take place without the grind of the flights back and forth every,
Oh, where they're not
if everybody's well rested and they're getting like just top tier basketball.
I guess if both teams are rested, then it's an even playing field. I guess
that's where I see it from. I mean,
you might be right with that. But I do think the All-Star game, from what I would gather, the All-Star game went from city to city to only increase awareness of the league.
Yeah.
I think now, obviously, in the U.S., the awareness is high enough.
And they still do it, though. I mean, they don't host All-Star weekend in different cities.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you were to have an NBA village, you wouldn't necessarily need that.
No, I'm not saying like a village. I'm saying like an Olympic village, which they do every Olympics.
Well, you can
they set them up temporarily. Then the next 4 years, somebody else gives it.
No, they don't set it up temporarily. Those motherfuckers be permanent structures.
It depends, man.
You ever heard of it? Some of them are just decrepit, abandoned places.
Well, and that's why I'm saying like most cities do have university gyms that you can use, or they do have like professional courts that you can use. But you set it up in like one particular. I could see
the NBA doing something similar to what the bubble was, but like a place that you can. It's not like a bubble per se. It's just a village where we're gonna have NBA events for a week here, so you can come. Like spring training was or is for like baseball. You know, you can go to see the.
Obviously, it's a little bit.
You can go see the Cubs in Arizona.
It'd be a little bit different because obviously early playoffs you probably have like 3 or 4 games happening in a day.
See, I don't know. I think that's where I don't understand. I don't know how it would be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you have multiple courts. Like if you have to bring it to a city that has like a big university that has like a gym that
I don't know how playoffs can be adapted to that. That's my thing. I think this can work for I
guess it takes away home court advantage and shit like that.
Home court is important. But I do think that we could talk about the idea of, the in-season game. Why wouldn't you just invest in a infrastructure that is internal, right? An internal structure for the NBA. So now we have everything.
Like my player on NBA 2K, where they just literally have like everything is geared towards the league.
Yeah.
They have like their court there.
I don't know. But long story, because we all are obviously short on time. It sucks, but not short, but getting there. I will say that I think that and I'll let you give your predictions. Miami's probably going to lose in 6 games. The only thing that I could see making it push to a 7th is the inexperience of Denver, right? Possibly getting to them in the limelight and making them fumble the next game or two, right? But they probably will win in 7 just because of how. I mean, it's just like Miami did to Boston in the last series. Yeah. I think at 7 games, you're just tired. Boston got tired. I think the inexperience took effect, and Miami was able to pull out a win because of the experience, the veteran leadership, Spoelstra, all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my assumption. I think you're going to see Denver get crowned champion, which is crazy to say because that's not happened in my lifetime.
I think if Miami can win tonight, that we are likely to see a Game 7. And the only reason why I say that is now, your
momentum, right?
Well, you go 2-2, 1-1-1, right? So now you're going to be flying back and forth.
Yeah.
Things are going to be and it's every other day, right? I think like if you can push it to a Game 6 tonight, the likelihood of pushing it to a Game 7, then they're going to be back at home. Everything just kind of like
I think tonight is important, obviously, for number one. If they lose, they lose.
Right.
So this is a must-win for Miami.
Every game going forward.
Winning this game puts Denver on their heels, right?
Yeah. Now they have to respond.
Momentum is pushed to Miami's side, even though they're down a game.
Then they're back in Miami.
Then they're back in Miami, right? For Game 6. And if you're on your heels and your rhythm has been thrown off because you were winning,
and now you're in enemy territory.
Now you're right, and then that's where the inexperience comes into play. Can you say fuck the moment? I'm gonna take this, and we're gonna win, or does the moment does it weigh too heavy, and now you've got pushed to this Game 7? I think that is the determining factor tonight. Obviously, because if they lose, they lose, but all of those things, all those subsequent things, right? All of them come into play after that. So that's why.
But then Game 7, obviously, you bring it back to Denver.
It's difficult for the team who doesn't have the finals experience to close out like they're gonna 4-1. To close out 4-1 with no experience is difficult. There's a weight of that moment that, with no experience, feels heavier.
Jokic, whatever, he's been the MVP. You know what I mean? Like
he's a beast.
He's been who he's supposed to be
nice
throughout.
He's a stick player playing basketball, like spy versus spy type shit. But
because going to Game 4 in the NBA Finals and still being able to keep your composure and do what you're supposed to do on the court, he's been able to do that. It's
like Terrence and Phillip, one of them playing basketball, just fucking farting across the court, playing like a stick figure, moving like this. But he fucking monster.
Yeah. So I think if we see Miami take it tonight, we're going to see a Game 7.
Who wins the Game 7 then, in your opinion? If let's assume, because you've written it already, that it's Game 7, and this all of what we're talked about has transpired, and now it's basically a 1-game series.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Who wins?
So like we said, if Miami wins tonight, get some momentum back, go to Miami, have all the momentum going in, have fighting from the down spot up to get to Game 7, then I think that kind of all the energy they have to put forward there starts to work against them in Game 7, because now you have a team that has fought so hard for the last 2 games to keep themselves in it. Now you're in enemy territory again. Now you're playing against league MVP who's out there I'm I can't let this slip.
So the fatigue's gonna come in.
Game 7, I think if we go to Game 7, Denver's probably gonna win. But I think it all hinges on tonight.
Well, yes, almost.
Well, obviously.
I mean, there's no other option, obviously. Yeah. But winning this tonight's game for Miami changes the series dynamic and what we look at going forward. Yeah. Drastically.
But 3-2 is easier to see a path to Game 7 than it is 3-1.
Agreed. So. Agreed.
All right, yeah. So switch gears for a second on there's nothing but a bunch of sports shit that we have left here to talk about. But your boy Lionel Messi, right? There was a reported story that he turned down $1.6 billion from the Saudis.
Yeah, but
stay here. 1.6.
So what he said was
there's very few things I'm turning down 1.6 for.
What he said was that the reason behind that is that he found out that they were to pay him, they had to cut players' salaries on his team and make
better.
He said he didn't want to be the reason that all of these players' lifestyles changed because of the fact that they need to keep him. I guess in I don't know what league that is, but I guess from what I can gather based on what he's saying, your market value is almost they have to pay you that. Right? Like, I guess after from this year.
He's not getting that here.
I think he's getting a lot from Miami.
He's not getting 1.6.
I mean, obviously not.
But I got 1.6.
But I think I think for him, at some point, he's filthy rich. Like, some of these, like, star soccer players are filthy rich. What I'm saying, listen real quick, and then you can rebut. I just think that.
You give him mature takes. I'm trying to tell you, $1.6 billion is a lot of money for you to be like.
It is, but do you want to be. But. Yeah. It depends on where you're at. Do you want to be the guy that?
How long was the contract for? Right, like if they're like 1.6.
I think just like the increments in which the money goes up is almost you can't change it. I think that contract has to fall in line to a certain amount of time. So what if it's like 1.6 for 7 years? Now these players that go from living the high lives to poverty because it's like poverty though. And then you see him pull up in like a Rolls Royce and everybody's like in a jalopy. Like, and I'm being facetious, if you will, but like it's still fucked up to think. And I guess he's probably like either that or and maybe just like I can go for some time in Miami. You know?
Oh man. I mean, I guess maybe he was like, all the women in Saudi are covered, and I can't see none of that.
I mean, listen, there's a few things. If it's for the fact of like, it's just like the player that decides to restructure their contract so the team can win, right? It's kind of the same idea. I don't know. You got to give him credit for that type of a thing. That's some stand up shit. Like, I don't need it. I'm not gonna make them give me it so you can now have less, right? And now I got to watch you like your lifestyle change because of me. You know, they were going to let go of players. And, like, I guess that's something, like, if you've been at
he'll get paid in other ways, including a share of Adidas kit sales. I don't know what kit sales are. Apple TV season pass revenue, and an option for ownership in the club when he retires for Miami MLS.
I mean, David Beckham came to U.S. for MLS when he retired.
Bro, $1.6 billion.
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money.
I slapped myself the next day. I turned it down. Like, why did you do that?
Got to do what you got to do.
In similar news, but like less on the player side, Dwight Howard, right? So he left the NBA. He'd been playing in Taiwan, and now his team in Taiwan wants him to take a 65% pay cut on his next contract, and he's salty about it.
How much?
65%.
That's why he's been making hilarious. Vying for all these these spots. I would love to help Sacramento win a championship. You might see me on Golden State helping them win a championship.
In an interview with TVBS, which is a hilarious station name, on Wednesday, Howard said the Leopards offered him a contract that would provide 65% less in salary than what they gave him in the first season. He said this was very disrespectful, as he felt that he had brought value to the team, and brought value to the team is in quotations.
Guess you didn't.
No, doesn't sound like it.
No.
Okay. Chris Paul, right? Because I think he had some interviews that he's been doing, but I thought this part was the most hilarious. He said that his daughter has been bullied because he hasn't won a championship. Your daddy ain't never gonna win no championship. Chris Paul revealed that his daughter is bullied in high school because of his playoff shortcomings. It's not funny because that's his daughter, but like also it's funny because he's him not being successful has brought
it's funny
shame upon
because
his
Dwight's
family.
been trying to recruit him to go over there.
He's about to leave.
Gotta go.
So yeah, that sucks. I mean, listen, you don't want to see like great talents in the league go without a ring.
But he's old now, man. At some point,
no. But I'm saying,
saw
like,
Melo go without one recently.
Like there's a Charles Barkley commercial. I don't know if you know because you don't have cable.
No, he's like, how many do I win? He's like, don't tell me. I want to be surprised. He's like, you will be surprised.
It's pretty funny, man. And then,
well, before you get to that one, there's and just a funny tidbit of information.
No, give it to
Dwight's
us.
camp said that, not Dwight, Jaws camp said that the gun was a toy. Now, we don't have to elaborate on this. That's just stupid.
That was stupid. How the hell are you going to get fired?
Bunch of R's and F's in this camp just being stupid, man. Dude,
absolute dumbassery on that side of things.
I don't want to get into it because it's really stupid. What the fuck would be the point of that? That's like Do you know that people have gotten killed because they had something that resembles a gun or a toy gun? What the hell?
In some cases, like an apple.
Just straight stupid.
Yeah.
The boy is stupid. I'm just trying to help him, Daddy. Motherfucker's gonna think he's R.
There's definitely a drop that we need here. Pops Williams. That was stupid.
Man, but yeah, whatever.
I started watching Wayans Brothers again, and like one of the first episodes, Marlon's talking shit to Sean about something. And he's like, doo-doo brown shirt. Doo-doo. I've been saying that shit all weekend.
His hair when they first started was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Marlon's bad.
All right, so then real fast on a less cheerful note, rest in peace, Iron Sheik. If you a round of applause for this man. He was a WWF legend. All right, 81 years old. Listen, when you're talking WWF and like old school days, a lot of people got overshadowed, which is how it was. Like he was 81 too, so like he was prior to the Attitude Era. WCW was like the champs back then.
Yeah.
You know?
The best part. But what after? Because I mean, all we can say is just rest in peace to a legend.
Yeah.
The best piece of information out of this is that his last tweet was "fuck Hogan."
That is hilarious. Yeah, man. You hate to see the legends go, but 81. Luckily it wasn't anything like crazy that took him out earlier than his
long life. A lot of wrestlers.
I hate to say like, oh yeah, you've lived your life, good job, but like
81 is a long life, man.
And today's world especially.
81 is a long life.
And he was Middle Eastern. Our diet's gonna be good.
Yeah, and like more than anything, wrestlers go through a lot, man. Yeah. We've seen it. Like you look at Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's like not anything like he was himself. You could tell he's a shell of himself from back then.
He be on like podcasts and shit.
Yeah,
like,
you can see the difference in him.
Yeah, well, he's also way older now.
If there's somebody that's, Stone Cold somehow surprisingly stood up really well, and then Triple H. Yeah. A lot of wrestlers have, but like some wrestlers, you'd be like, yo, you have
your Shawn Michaels stories out there, that are like, he's been through it, and he's like, mental health, I got to take a step back. Like, he doesn't look like himself either.
No.
When you see him.
He looks completely different.
It looked like my man's been on drugs for like 42 years, and he's just like going through it now.
Unfortunately, but Heartbreak Kid, Sweet Chin music was hilarious. Yeah. He would just like...
He kicked the shit out of people.
I love it because he would be... You hear the... Like, damn, he popped his chin.
He knocked his head off of that shit.
Yeah.
All right, so the parting words I want to leave you all with to make you as mad as I am when I saw this. On September 25th, 1926, the 8-hour, 5-day-a-week work week was announced by Henry Ford. So think about that as you have to wake up for your jobs on Monday morning and aren't happy about it.
Adam's the more you know. The more you grow.
Thank you all for tuning in. It's episode number 182 of Kasson Avenue. I hope you enjoyed the show. I think it was a pretty good one.
Yep.
I was laughing a lot.
I did.
Sucks to be you, Dwight Howard, CP3, and I don't know.
Probably a bunch of other people in the world, to be honest with you.
Khalees and Bill Murray is hilarious still. I'm really laughing about that for a while.
My milkshake brings all the grandpas to the yard and they're like, hey, bitch, what's your da-da-da-da? All right, never mind.
Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Do the things that we told you to do.
I'm frolicking, y'all. I'm frolicking.
Man, we're going to frolic to our parents' house. Holla at y'all later, man.
Later.